instead of welcoming you to the shop, I'm going to take a little road run today, a little cruise. There's supposed to be an antique show right down the road, and I missed it. Another one last weekend, so I think I'm going to go ahead and go to this one. Sounding pretty good. Alrighty then, here we go. Well, I want to give a little update on the window regulator replacement. One main thing I've noticed here after about 6 or 7 miles is I've got no rattling now in that door. That window, the rattle in the door is gone. So that's a good thing. Well, we're just sitting here taking a nice little cruise around 50. Anyway, just thought I'd do a little update. Think I'm going to get rained on here too. So, just cruising along. Alright, we're coming up on one of those where the road crosses the railroad tracks, you know, in the old iconic old days when the cars would race to beat the train to the track. Well, there you go. There's a place where that could happen. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out. Alright, back in the old days, this was a main thoroughfare, and here was a big garage gas station from back in the day. I've stopped here and talked to the fella, but his son now runs the garage part here on the right. I'm going to slow down as slow as I can. Right here. You notice there's some old antiques sitting everywhere. See all that? All this is for sale. And that's his house right there. But anyway, a shot of my vitals. It's a nice day today. But I stopped in and talked to him before. He's a interesting fellow to talk to. Now this community is called Tater Valley. And this is where my wife's people are originally from. Now this place coming up here on the right, that's where my wife's mother and sisters were raised. This was their property all around at one time. Now the reason why I'm bringing this up is just over this rise started their neighbor's property back in here. And that is Glee and his family, who happens to be the original owner of this truck in this area. And this farm here on the right, here's the old entrance coming up back that way, and back in there, this used to be the property that this old truck right here ran constantly in this area. This truck, it's almost like it's on autopilot when I'm in this community. It's like I can just let go and this truck will just want to go out there in that field where I guess where it did its thing. Anyway, just thought I'd bring that up. The ridges there in the background. Alright, we're coming up on another old shop. I guess I should have taken more videos and pictures because there's so many of these around here. There's an old Falcon Ranchero right there on the side. There's an old GMC. There's just so many of these along my cruise route here. I should have taken some more pictures. So, but anyway, there you go. Alright, now we're going to try to take off these rusted strips here that has the lower windless seal on. And they're really rusted bad, and this old rubber here, it's just breaking off. Normally you just pick it up out of the way, but it's just breaking off. Well, thumb it is. You got to do that in order to get to the screws. And you need the right tools for the job. There you go. Alright. The screws are rusted on there. Yeah, they're not turning. I didn't expect that. So I've got this hammer impact. We're going to try that and see what we can get. I'm right in the way. Let me see if I can manipulate this here. Alright, let's see. There we go. It broke. I might save myself a lot of problems, just drill them all out. I might end up having to do it. Boy, it's really bad up here. It's where the windshield leaked in the corner. Well, we'll try one more. Turning. You got that. Let's see. He's coming out. Alright. It's the side screw. Well, one. Let's see. Still not yet. It's just rounding. He's going to get drilled out. Try this. All right. He's coming out. Got two out. One broke, one rounded. Got one more here. Let's see if we can get him. Yeah, he's rounded too. Alright. Guess I'm gonna have to break out the drill and drill them out. Alright, it's going to be much easier just to get this. I mean, I'm not trying to save this piece at all. So, let's just get him out. And I can get it to the screw heads. Okay. Now I got these two, and I got that one there busted off. Let's see. Let's see if channel locks. Do something. Yeah. Alright, so I got two broke off. That I'll get them easily. There's something to get a bite of. Turning begrudgingly, but we want to be careful. This is turning. We don't want to break anything off. Chevy blaster or coil would have done any good here. But we can't get to the threads. Yeah, there we go. We got him. Alright. He's turning. I might have to go oversized screws. Now I ordered the new screws for this. There. I ordered the new screws, but you know what? That's salvage. Alright, see if our look still maintains. Alright. Making a big mess. You know, I'm gonna guess these screws have been in there for several years. Now, it's possible that some of them pull them out. Clean that out. Before, you got to ask yourself, well, why would they? Unless they're replacing a part. And as rusted up as these look, well, I don't think so. Or as they say, I don't think so, Tim. That was a good show. More power. All right. Yeah, we're going to hit that with a wire wheel. And then we'll hit it with some of that rusted capsulator I got before we put the new one on. All right. Dealing with here. All right. Well, we'll let that soak a little bit, and I'll show you the replacements that's going on there. All right. Okay. Here's the rubber piece. That's the lower windless seal. Notice how it's got that shape like that. And this is the brand spanking new aftermarket steel piece that goes in there. All right, see if I can do this. Now you see this tray right here? Okay, that's going to start in like that. You see that? And it just feeds along. Get it up there. Doesn't feed very easy. All right, there's some extra here. All right, but you think, well, how can you get at those screw holes to mount it? Well, see, it flips up. And there's the hole, screw hole right there. See right there? There's another one there. All right. So that flips up. So that's the piece that goes in its place. All right. Let's see if that PB blaster's done its thing. Thought I'd do a close-up of it. See, that's the little stub I'm dealing with. And see, there's the holes there. Okay. And that little stub there is what I'm trying to get out. That's the last one. Of course, this is just the passenger side. I haven't even done the driver's side yet. I think this passenger side was the worst. That's why I picked it, because it was rusted out some. But anyway, let's see what we got going on here. Well, I tell you, I just really didn't leave a whole lot to get a bite on. Rounded. This thing's about closed all the way up. There's nothing there, so I can't get it there. Yeah, I may have went too far before I put PB plaster on it. Let's do a test fit and see what we got. Let's see if that slot will go next to it. We got one more screw to get out. I was thinking about just taping it off and painting it once I get it installed. I think I'm going to paint them before I install them. So that means that this is going to go another day or so. But I can at least get it prepared, get the old ones out, so I can get it ready, and I'll just go ahead and paint these because they aren't painted. Okay. Well, good deal. Well, at least the holes do line up. That's good. And there's enough slot to where I can actually drill a hole beside this one because I'm about to break him off. I'll break him off with said Chevy. Alright, he is no longer in the way, and I just drill right beside him another hole. I need to wire wheel this, and I need to get that screw out, and then I need to do the same over on the driver's side, which presumably isn't as bad as this one. But anyway, I went to, my wife told me about a car show today. And then in a little town down the road about 15 miles, and it's on part of my cruise, and I took a few videos on the cruise. Well, I get there, we're at the fairgrounds, and lo and behold, there's only about 10 vehicles or so sitting there, and not a one of them's an antique. They're all modern cars. I thought, well, my gosh, what in the world's going on here? My wife must have got the dates wrong. So I continue on my cruise and drive on back. I go by a couple other spots that normally people they get together with these old stuff. Nobody was there. Of course, it's been looking like rain all day. Get home, tell the wife that she was crazy. All you boys that are married know how that goes. And well, you best have ammunition if you're going to go to war. And well, looks like I had a bunch of duds, because she said I didn't listen to her all the way, and that the car show was from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., which is highly unusual. Most car shows are in the morning, and they're over by like 3 in the afternoon. But no, this one's 5 to 8. So anyway, yeah, that's what you get sometimes. Interesting. Sometimes life is funny, and you ought to make it fun as you can, because there sure is enough evil and meanness in the world to take you down. So anyway, there we go. We're going to paint them, and then we're going to get the other side off. See with the wire wheel. Alright, that cleaned up a little bit better. Now we're going to see if we can get that last screw out. Yeah. Hey, it turned. This one's coming out. Good deal. I'm gonna try some of the brand new screws and see if they just look like they may be smaller. All right. All right. I'm gonna hit that now with that rust encapsulant, and then let it dry. Then I'm gonna move over to the other side. I'm gonna put my mask back on. When you get to be 74, you don't really heal as fast as you used to. So you gotta take a little bit more, be a little bit more careful in how you approach things. Well, what's that song? I'm as good once as I ever was. There you go. All right. That's some strong stuff. All right, you may or may not notice how the passenger door is staying open on its own. You know, the passenger doors on these trucks didn't get used nowhere near as much as the driver's side, even though, if you think about it, back in the day, they kind of designed these things to where you'd scoot across the seat and come out the passenger side. Because the passenger door is the only one that's got the key lock on it. You lock your driver's side door, scoot over and out this side. I guess the idea was to keep from exiting out into traffic. I don't know. But anyway, that means the hinges are still somewhat good on this. It'll close pretty good on its own. Whereas the driver's side hinges, they're the ones that are wore. Now, they make a rebuild kit, and I've seen on the internet, YouTube, that people can rebuild them. They can be a pain, but then, you know, pretty much anything you run into that's got that's this old and it's been rusted and everything is going to be somewhat of a pain. So I'm going to try to decide if I'm going to attempt to rebuild those hinges or just order new replacements. I did notice one place did offer to rebuild the ones you have, and it's becoming more and more apparent as I work on this old truck that rebuilding the OEM to OEM specs is always the better option, as opposed to going with the aftermarket where stuff may not line up. And anyway, just thought I'd touch on that. A lot tighter fitting here. I should have pulled it out, but hey, what can you say? I decided, instead of trying to break them out, I bent the arm down, and well, two of the screws come out, believe it or not. And then I just took my chisel and beat this light steel out, and it cleared the screw heads, and it's let me get a hold of them with the vice grips, and the vice grips is bringing them out. So I'm going to try to get this one here. Now the closer I get to the door, the harder it's going to be to get this done. obviously you need to have replacement panels if you're going to do it this way, because these are not going to be reusable. Of course, they're already rusted anyway. That's turning begrudgingly. I can't open my door anymore. Guess I could get a stubby. Tell you, you get some weight going on you. You just can't hardly fit. Be careful not to break that sucker off. We hit a bad spot there. There he is. And hooty hoo. Hold that back a little bit. All right. Of course, yeah, this side's nowhere near in the shape the passenger side was in. We're still going to do the same thing, though. Alright. I'm eventually going to replace these cab windlass. I'm up in the air about it because I'd like to get the body work done first before I put that do that. But then again, I don't know. A lot of the body work can be done, but you know, I've got some bad spots. I'm not a body man, unfortunately. I didn't take that class. I should try to learn it, but I can't even finish sheetrock. If I go in and finish sheetrock, well, short story. When I finished my basement, when I had my house built, I finished the basement myself. Got my brother to come over. We hung the sheetrock, and I decided I was gonna tape and mud it myself. And it took me a whole day. And my brother was amazed when he came and seen it about how much mud I used, and that I was going to have to either buy or rent an electric sander to sand it down. So I bought a sander and I started sanding, and I seen where I was just making it bad. I mean, I stopped before I did damage. So a friend of mine who does sheetrock work, I went ahead and got him. I said, come on out here and give me a price to finish this up. I said, you ain't got to hang it, you ain't got to tape it, you ain't got to mud it. So he come out and he looked at it. He says, you know, you're not going to like what I'm going to tell you. He says, but, you know, if you would have called me and after you hung that sheetrock and let me tape and mudded it, it would have cost you about what I'm about to have to charge you to go back behind you. I said, son of a gun. So I paid him, and he did it, and it looks good. It actually looks good because I didn't finish it. Lesson: know your limitations. There you go. What's that movie thing? A man's got to know his limitations. By golly, after 64, I'm made aware of limitations daily. Anyway. Alright, we got them painted hammered brown to match the rest of the interior. Slide by my sickle bar mower here. And we got the driver's side done. Sit down here. I've got the encapsulator there applied. We got it off. I got all the screws on this one out, this side. That's not surprising. And Woo, it's strong smell, so I'm gonna get back away from it while it's drying. I'm gonna have to let it set overnight. We'll attack this thing probably again in a day or so after everything is dried. And but this driver's side definitely came out a whole lot easier. And some of the body work I was talking about is right here. This is bad here. I could sand this down, I guess, or take a flap wheel to it. And see, this was just an old farm truck. It sat in the dry, but it was abused, used and abused as it and worked. Something here bashed into it here, bending him up there. He's got some dings here, there, and everywhere. You know, I'm thinking about keeping, you know, knocking the dents out and keeping that patina on there, because I'm hearing all about that being a good thing, and put some kind of finish on it to make it shiny. I've seen everything from candle wax to floor wax to shooting some clear on it, some couple coats of clear. So I don't know, anybody got any suggestions what they done or anything? I'll be happy to hear about it. And but I do want to eventually have that body work done, and I really do want it to look like it did when old Glee drove it off the showroom floor and put it to work. So anyway,